Hello, I'm Diane Watkins, 4-H Program Assistant in Boone County, and I'm going to show you how to make your very own catapult. What you need to do is call into the 4-H office at 586-6101 and tell them you'd like to reserve the packet to make the catapult, and they'll be happy to put your name on it. You would come to our office, enter the vestibule right on the outside of the building. The doors are locked to get into the building, and find your packet, your name will be on it, pick it up and take it home and have some fun with it. So the packet that you pick up contains lots of useful information. One is this green card, which gives you information about 4-H Facebook and our 4-H website. I encourage you to look at this, especially if you're interested in finding other things going on. You have easy to follow instructions. Front. And on the back, there's a picture. I like to use pictures sometimes to help me interpret instructions that I have, but this picture should help you a lot. You also will have another baggie that has your supplies for making the catapult. You will have a handful of packing peanuts. That's what you're going to lunch. You will have enough rubber bands and 7 popsicle sticks. All right, first thing you want to do is get all your items out of the baggie. This is an optional thing. You can take your craft sticks and decorate them. You can paint them. You can use a marker. I used a marker, and I'm not exactly the most creative person, but it looks kind of cute like that. Okay, first thing you do is grab 5 of the sticks, and you're going to stack them on top of each other. There's 4, and now there's 5. Then you take a rubber band and wrap it around each end. These rubber bands are a little larger. If you've got smaller rubber bands at home, feel free to replace these with those. But because they're larger, you have to wrap it around numerous times, okay? Then you go to the other end and you do the same thing. All right. There's our stack of 5. Grab 2 more craft sticks, and this time you're only going to attach them to one end. And this requires several wraps of the rubber band because they're pretty big. Okay. Once you've got this wrapped around, you're going to open these, separate them a little bit. It's really very easy to do, but there we go. Okay. And then you're going to slide the pack 5 into the catapult as far as you think you want to go. And once you've got it made, you can experiment with this. You can pull this out a little farther. You can push it in a little farther. You know, try to decide which is going to be the most successful for launching items. Then you grab another band, rubber band, and you're going to latch one. And this is kind of tricky. You almost have to go wrap it around a couple of times, like this. Enough times so that it will stay. All right, we're almost done. Now, you will be given a plastic spoon. This is going to be the vehicle for launching everything. So, you kind of tuck the long end of it onto the top bracket. And here again, this is something you can experiment with. You can have the spoon extend out farther. What does that do if you extend it out farther? Or you can push it in a little closer to the end, and you're going to attach that to the craft stick with the rubber band. Enough so that the spoon doesn't wiggle around when you're using it. And there you have your catapult. Pretty fancy deal, right? So I'm going to show you some things you can do with it. Now, here's some ways you can use your catapult. And if you want to make another one at home, you can have competitions with your mom or your dad or your brother or sister, something like that. But, and when you're using it, I want you to think of Newton's 3 laws of motions. All 3 are involved in here. Another item that's involved with this is engineering, because the construction of this is an engineering STEM activity. But Newton's 3 laws are applied in this, and I'm going to talk to you about 2 of them. You know, the first law deals with inertia. An object at rest stays at rest until something acts upon it. So the spoon is just sitting there minding its own business. When you want to launch it, you hold on to the catapult, and you push down on the spoon, and boink, there it goes. Now, when you do that, you can measure how far it might go up. If you're lucky, you can get it to go out instead of up. Use your math there. What the little projectiles that you have are pieces of packing peanuts. So they're very lightweight. You might have things at home that you could use. You could use pom-poms. I don't know, maybe you could use Legos or little G.I. Joe dolls. Not too heavy so that you can't catapult it, but heavy enough so maybe you can do some things with it. So I don't know how successful we're going to be with this, but if you've got little cups at home, where do we think? Right here? We can stack these up and see if we have any luck knocking them down. I don't know. These are pretty lightweight. I'd be happy if I can just get it close enough to the cups. Yep, that one wasn't close enough, was it? Hours of fun experimenting with it. Oh my goodness. Okay, well, I'm not having any luck with this. Maybe I would have luck with, can I get it into the bowl? All right, let's see what we got here. Okay. I can make them, I just can't use them. Wow. All right. This is your challenge. This is your challenge to see how many ways you can collect data about your catapult. Let's try one thing. If I scoot this out a little farther, so I have a little more spring on it, would it catapult differently? Oh, howdy. Play with your catapult, see what works best for you. One thing I want to remind you of that when you're using it, and if you decide not to use these packing peanuts that it comes with, never aim it at anybody. Especially if the object you're trying to catapult is heavier, because this is very dangerous. I mean, it's not in itself dangerous, but pointing it at somebody or some furniture around the house, a mom's favorite vase, not a good idea. So make sure that your field of, your zone of catapulting is free of any objects or any people. Oh, let's talk about Newton's laws of motion. This is an object stays at rest until something acts on it. And the third law, for every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. So when I push down on the spoon, what's the reaction going to be? The spoon bouncing back up. So there you go, a lovely STEM activity. I hope you enjoy working with it. We have lots of other activities that we're preparing for you guys to do at home. If you're interested in finding out about those activities or about other things going on in 4-H, read the box below this to get the information. Have fun with your catapult. Bye.